Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. Hi, how are you today? Good to be with you. Make yourself comfortable. I will take it from here. You don't have to do a darn thing. I will suggest a couple of things before we get started, before you get out your pens and pencils and your notepads and your tablets and whatever, your sandwiches. I will tell you it's probably a good idea to get the children out of the room. Now, it's not because I use foul language. I never do that. Even in real life, I rarely use that. Even if I hit my finger with a hammer, I will tend not to curse. I will go into a Shakespearean dissertation. Still, get the kids out of the room because I don't want to, spoil life for them. I don't want to let the children know too much. They are tiny, innocent little people with small heads, and they go running around having fun without a care in the world, and I don't want to ruin that for them. Their childhood should be well protected with helicopter parents or even jet fighters, whatever it takes. We protect our children. They must have these fantasies. It's important for them, so get them out of the room. I will wait. Hurry up, I don't have all day. As you know, the holidays are upon us, or maybe they've passed. I don't know when the hell you're watching this thing. I mean, the holidays could have been 6 months ago. I really don't know. But anyway, they are under the impression that there is a large, overweight man wearing a red suit with a large white beard and a strange hat that no one's really worn since the 30s. That this entity comes down a chimney. Even if you don't have a chimney, it still comes down it. If you leave out cookies, milk, it will eat that, and perhaps a reindeer will also have a nibble. This large man with presents for the children also has transportation of reindeer that are named after certain traits of the human being. Dopey, for one, that's probably the one that we all relate to quite famously. Sneezy, yeah, I got allergies. I don't know if there's a Grumpy, but I would relate to that. Doc, I don't know, there's always one in every crowd. And all the bashful, stupid, ironic, I don't know if those are the names of the rest of the elves. I'm not too sure. But the children believe this stuff. It's very defeating to the adult who works double time, overtime at his or her job just to pay for the presents that the young child requested through a letter to this Santa Claus man. The parents work extra hard. Then comes the morning of opening the presents and the children unwrap it. They get excited and they say, "Thank you, Santa. Santa brought you that gift." "No, I brought you the gift. I worked double time. I worked twice as hard. I didn't get home till 10 o'clock at night, and you're thanking a guy in a beard with 12 reindeer?" It's insulting, it really is. And then Easter comes along and the children think that, there are rabbits that are hopping around with chocolate eggs. Yeah, that's right. That's what happens. Yeah. And they're laying colored eggs, but you have to find them. It's crazy stuff, man. The children believe this crap. because you keep saying, yeah, that's what happens. This is why I wanted the children out of the room. Yeah, and then when they lose a tooth, I remember losing my first teeth. It was disgusting. They would hang from the gums of my mouth by these strands of, I don't know what that stuff was. And the tooth would just sway back and forth like a swinging gate. It was awful, and it hurt, and it scared me. But so what do we do? Well, we'll make up the story where when you lose the tooth, it's not so bad because you can take the tooth, put it under your pillow when you go to bed at night, and when you're sleeping soundly, this strange woman comes into your room, probably down the fireplace as well, I don't know. And this woman has these wings, and she can fly around, and she'll come over to your bed while you're sleeping and put her hands under your pillow and take the tooth, which is a fetish that I cannot relate to, and she will replace it with a monetary amount of cash, or perhaps a Venmo deposit, or maybe a cashier's check. And the children believe this. They believe it. Did you ever wonder why when children get older and they find out from their friends, not from you, but they find out from their friends that there really wasn't a Santa Claus at all, that this was a made-up thing? How many children say, "You lied to me. I'm never going to trust you again. I never want to talk to you. Anything you tell me is probably just a story because you lied to me for all those years." No, children don't do that for some reason. They're very forgiving souls. That, or they're so embarrassed that they believe that crap that they don't want to talk about it, you know? You lied to me, but I was stupid enough to believe you. All right, the kids can come back in the room now. I'm finished talking about that, but I'm just saying, okay? All right, just for those that are still with me, I was just saying. Parenting is a very interesting thing. Very, very interesting. I've only met two types of parents in my life, and I don't even know which one. I think I was a combination of both. There are only two types of parents. There are two extremes. It's like politics. One extreme are indeed the helicopter parents who decide everything, watch everything. Johnny, go out and see if there's mail in the mailbox. Oh, wait, don't go. I will send security guards with you in case you're kidnapped by a drone. Helicopter parents, ladies and gentlemen, they are always buzzing around you, making sure of your safety. And on top of that, they may tell you what to do with your life and how to live it and when to turn left and when to turn right. Don't run with scissors. What do you think? We live in a barn, that kind of stuff. And then there are the parents that say, hey, whatever happens, happens. My kids know what they're doing. I don't know. Little Johnny, I know you're only 5 years old, but I know you like to go out on Saturday nights. Just be home by 2 a.m. And please be careful parking the car. But I'm only 5. We trust you. Just go with your life. Have your life. Where's your son? I don't know. He'll be home at 5. He's out playing. I told him dinner was at 5. He'll be home at 5. That's all I know. That's all I have to know. He's always home at 5. And when he's not, well, he has hell to pay. So we're good. We're good. We're good. I think I've told the story before, as every older person does. And this is absolutely true. I walked to school every day. Rain, shine, bomb cyclone, hurricane, tsunami, ice age, whatever it was. I walked to school. It was 1.5 miles. Ron, you're exaggerating. No, it was 1.5 miles to school and 1.5 miles back from school. I was so skinny. It was wonderful. I got more exercise going to school and coming home from school than I did in their stupid gym classes. Don't get me started on the gym classes. Don't get me started. I don't know what the hell that was that I was going to with that gym class. Yeah, all I remember from gym class is they gave you a test to see if you could climb a rope. There was a thick rope, a knotted rope that was connected to the rafters of the ceiling of the gymnasium. And then at the bottom of the rope, there was a mat in case you lost your grip and you plummeted to your death. And the test was to see if you could reach that marker that was 3/4 of the way up that rope, which is probably a good 20 feet in the air. And that's all I remember. And I remember that there was a boy that was spotting me underneath the rope, and he seemed a little too eager to see me go up the rope from that vantage point, if you know what I mean. And the other thing I remember from gym class was wrestling, high school wrestling. It was something we all had to do. And I just remember I was quite uncomfortable wearing shorts, a tank top, wrestling another guy, and spending most of that experience with either his ass on my face or vice versa. And I don't know what happens now. I have not been to school in a number of decades, a large number of decades. But when we went to the locker room, the boys' locker room, first of all, boy, did it stink. And secondly, there was the shower area with about 8 shower heads on the wall, no dividers, and we would shower naked right next to each other. I don't know what that was training me for, why they couldn't put up a couple of dividers. I have no idea. But the name of that game was, how fast can you shower without dropping soap or looking a little bit over to your left or right? Very, very uncomfortable, very awkward. But that's not the point of what I'm talking about. I walked 1.5 miles to school and 1.5 miles home from school. Today, these children, whom I refer to as human pansies in a loving way, they are so overprotected. They can't even make it 1 block to the bus stop without the parents just following them in the car or actually driving them 1 block to stand there and wait for a bus. Now, I realize there are some neighborhoods in this country that are not conducive to children standing alone. And I get that. I'm not talking about those neighborhoods. I'm talking about the common neighborhoods where nothing much really ever happens. Because we coddle our kids. They're coddleable. They are very coddleable. And I get it. And that's it. I mean, anyway, how are you? Good to be with you. Oh, gosh. Let's stretch together. Okay, that's finished. That's enough. That's enough. I'm a little confused by some of the shopping terms. I've been doing a lot of shopping lately because of the holidays, which, if you're watching this show in July, doesn't make much sense to you. But I don't know when you're watching this. I just got an email about this today. It was awful, and it said in the email, in the headline of the email, what do they call that, headlines, text, subject matter? I don't know what you call it. Some store was having, I think it was Target or something, was having a BOGO sale. And for the longest time, I didn't know what that meant. A BOGO sale. What are you talking about? Why are you making up words and then using them? What the hell's a BOGO? I don't know what a BOGO is. I don't think I own any BOGOs, and I'm not really inclined to get a BOGO. Then I find out that a BOGO is buy one, get one. And see, they dropped off the last important letter, though, of the BOGO, and that would be the F for free. I think what they mean to say, and I'm presupposing, is buy one, get one free. Oh, okay. All right. So if I buy one of these things and I get a second one, that'll be free. Yes. I guess a BOGO can also be buy one, get the second one for half price. That's also a BOGO, but why don't you just say that to begin with and stop calling it BOGO? If there are variations on a BOGO, then the BOGO is not specific enough, even though you're saving yourself from saying buy one, get one. It takes so long for me to say buy one, get one. I'm losing valuable moments in my life. It's simpler just to say BOGO. It sounds stupider, but it's simpler. So the BOGO is buy one, get one. That I don't understand. Because if I buy one, by definition, then I've got one. So it makes no sense. Hey, Ron, buy one. Okay, I bought it. Now I have it. Did you get one? Yeah, I just bought it. Okay, that's it. Well, I don't understand that. Buy one, get one is just buying one, and you got it, and you go home. You buy it, you get it, it's over. But that's not what a BOGO is. It's got to be more than that. I'd like a pack of gum, please. All right, that'll be $2. Here are the $2. I'm buying one. Okay, here's your pack of gum. Now you're getting one. Get the hell out of my store. Okay. That was a BOGO. No, it wasn't really. That's a no BOGO. The other expression I don't understand, which I've always had trouble with, is it's a win-win situation. It sounds really good, but it isn't. Here's the deal. If I get this, it's a win situation. If I lose it, I can still win. It's a win-win. I don't understand. A win-win situation. You buy the pack of gum. The store has won because you've made a purchase. You go home with a pack of gum. You won too. It's a win-win situation. They make it sound like everything that's a win-win cancels each other out. Nobody gets anything. I don't understand. I don't know what a win-win situation is. I really don't. I have no idea. Did you ever buy something that paid for itself? I've never seen that happen physically. Ron, if you get these LED light bulbs, they use less electricity. So if you buy 6 light bulbs, because they last 6 times longer, after 6 years, these light bulbs actually pay for themselves. Oh, really? Okay. Then give me the bulbs. In 6 years, I'll have the bulbs come back and pay you. Ron, no, you have to pay us for the bulbs. No, they're going to pay for themselves. I'm sorry. They're going to pay for themselves. That's what you told me. You said after 6 years, the bulbs actually pay for themselves. You wait 6 years for the bulbs to show up and pay for themselves. Right now, that means it's free for me. It's not what it means, Ron. It's what you said. I'm sorry if I'm yelling a lot. It's theatrical. Yeah, it's what you're supposed to do. The lottery is an interesting thing, too. I don't play the lottery very often, except for when the big news item is that you can win $1 billion. That's what the jackpot is up to. Then I'll throw away my money because then I can lose it so much easier because now you're really not going to win. So this is when you should really not play the game, but that's when everybody really does. What are my chances of winning? 1 out of 17 zillion. Ooh, I don't want to miss that chance. But every once in a while I'll play the lottery if I had a lot to drink the day before and I'm making poor decisions. It happens sometimes. It's amazing through the weeks, through your lifetime, you've probably spent about $1,000 at least on lottery tickets just within the past year. But isn't it funny when with those scratch tickets or the little lottery things, and you find, oh my God, oh, I won $10. Hey, guess what? I won $10 on the scratch ticket. This is my lucky day. No, it's not your lucky day. It's not a win-win. That's a lose-lose. You've spent over $1,000 just in the past month on lottery tickets. Now you're celebrating because you won $10. My friend, you are so far in the hole it's not funny. That's a lose-lose. But we get so excited when we win $10 in the lottery. Ooh, it's my special day. No, it's not your special day. It's not. It's not. It's just the long string of incredible bad luck has just waned a tad. Your luck is still bad because you only won $10 and you spent a couple of thousand. But I won. You don't understand. You don't understand how this works, do you? No, you don't. For those of you who are not familiar, oh, by the way, if you never want to pay federal taxes ever, just lose all your money in business dealings. Yeah, works. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah. Trump's taxes are public now. Now we know why they were being hidden, because it's embarrassing. Trump didn't pay federal income tax for a long time. The way that he basically did that was that he showed such incredible losses. So now Donald has to admit that he's a loser, that every year he loses millions and millions and millions of dollars. True, you don't have to pay federal taxes necessarily when you lose that much money, but you also have to admit you don't know what the hell you're doing. So, it's weird. A couple of years, he only paid $750 in federal taxes. I don't know. It's all confusing. Bottom line is, he's not the success you thought he was. How do you explain that, Don? How do you explain that? You don't. You don't explain it. How do you explain how the IRS, by the way, Trump was constantly saying, I'm under audit. I cannot display my taxes because I'm under audit by the government, and you can't display your taxes. This is what he said. Fact was, he was not under audit at all. As a matter of fact, the IRS under Trump's leadership back in 2016 did not audit him at all. There is a statute that says that presidents must be audited, but he wasn't. Wonder why? I don't want, and I'm saying this only from the standpoint that you pay a lot of money in your taxes. I know you do. You should be a little bit pissed that he didn't, or that he was able to lose money in order to not pay taxes, or vice versa, or versa versa. Fact is, he's got enough money to get some really good financial attorneys. You don't. You don't have that much money. You can't get those good financial attorneys. You lose. It's a lose-lose for you and a win-win for him. Or it could be a lose-lose, Don. We'll find out. Anyway, I say this, not that I follow the man, don't follow the man, whatever. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, independent, Buddhist, vegetarian, I don't know. Whatever you are, that has nothing to do with it. All right, before we leave, I've got about 5 minutes to go. If you've 5 minutes to go. By the way, I'm still not the Pope. If you listen to my show continually, I wanted to be the Pope at a point because I thought that was like the best job for me because all I have to do is pontificate and I do that anyway. So great job. You don't have to choose your clothing in the morning. It's always the same thing. If you want to speak to your people, you don't have to go downstairs. You just go out on the balcony of the bedroom and they're waiting for you. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. You say good things. You say things that are lovely and wonderful and not a bad deal. So I sent my picture in. I did a headshot with me wearing the entire costume, figuring that's going to be a plus, showing that I can take on the role. Send headshots, resume, which was pretty impressive as far as I was concerned. Nothing back from the Vatican at all. Not even thank you for your application. We'll let you know what happens. Nothing like that. Nothing. Am I bitter? No. Not really. Anyway, I'm still not the Pope, just in case you're wondering. I do this show every weekday on all different kinds of platforms. I'm also on a handful of syndicated radio stations across this country of ours, yours and ours, BOGO. And I find it funny that I am on so many platforms that I've never heard of. I came up with a list of what I know we are featured on, but I'm not familiar with a lot of these platforms. And this is a real list. Here we go. The show that I do, the Ron Van Dam Show, is on Amazon Music, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Twitter. The full episodes are on Twitter, YouTube, Audible, TuneIn, Spotify, Pandora, iHeart, Google Podcasts, iTunes, Radio Public, Stitcher, Player FM, Odyssey, Cartbox, Curiocaster, Fountain, never heard of half these things, Good Pods, Luminary, Overcast Web, Pocket Casts, Podcast Index, Podfriend, Podstation, Bullhorn.fm. I guess, I don't know if that's radio. I guess it is. I don't know. PodSense, PodServe, Podvine, Rephonic, and of course our home base, NewEnglandBroadcasting.com. I don't know. I don't know half of them. I heard of Pandora. I heard of Amazon Music. Heard of iHeartRadio. Spotify, yeah, I heard of that. The rest of them, not so much. Not so much. But we're on there every single episode. There are over 2,250 episodes of this show that are available to listen to in the past, 8-10 years. Prior to that, radio stations. I don't know. You know what? Whatever. It's a win-win, a lose-lose. It's a BOGO. It's a BOGO. It's not that game that kids play in the swimming pool. One kid goes down to one end of the pool, the other to the other end, which makes sense. And then one kid yells out, BOGO! And the other one says, Polo. Is that right? Do I have that right? Do I have that right? I don't think I do. I'm out of time. I'm going to be playing the closing theme at this juncture. I just have to find it. I'll find it. Don't pressure me. Don't pressure me. It's here somewhere. There it is. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I wish you peace.